What's going on, movie lovers? Welcome to Apocaflix Movie News, the movie news podcast from Apocaflix Movies, where we talk about the biggest movie news stories throughout the week. I'm your host, Jacob, joined as always with Giorgio Ramos. What's going on, man?
Hey, doing good. It's hot here in Sacramento, so just trying to survive the heat.
I think hot would be maybe an understatement. It's freaking blazing out here in California. And not joining us today is Jake Berlin.
Where are you?
Can't ask him how he's doing because he's not here, but he's a hard-working man, as we all are. So just Gio and I today. Hope we're good enough. Well, for those of you who've never joined us before, how this works is Gio picks the biggest movie news stories throughout the week, and he runs them down for us. So with that out of the way, Gio, what do we have first?
Did you watch that Star Trek Beyond trailer with Rihanna's music?
I did. I watched it with you at your house
That's
for the
right.
first time.
What'd you think?
Not a great trailer, but not horrible. I think the second trailer is the best one. But regardless, I'm still very excited for this film. I just think they should end the marketing right there. You know, of course they're going to make TV spots and stuff, but as far as big trailers, they don't need any more. And obviously not. The movie comes out in, 3 weeks? Mm-hmm. So, yeah, mediocre trailer. Probably my least favorite of the 3 trailers. I liked the first one. I loved the second one. And I kind of liked this one. But it wasn't horrible.
I feel like they don't know how to market this movie. I mean, if you think about it, like the first trailer, they tried something. And obviously it was met with a lot of backlash. It didn't fit. You know, they were trying to go for a Guardians of the Galaxy tone, and
I thought it worked personally, but I think like general audiences didn't get it.
A lot of Trekkies didn't like it either. The second trailer was better. You know, they listened to the fans, and then the third trailer, I don't know why Rihanna's music. I mean, what do you?
It's a marketing tool.
Yeah,
you're knocking like 3 birds with one stone. You're getting Rihanna a new song out. You're bringing attention to the Star Trek movie with that song, because people who aren't a fan of Star Trek are going to hear that song like, oh, that's the song from Star Trek, and then vice versa. People who aren't a fan of Rihanna are going to hear the song because of Star Trek. So it's like a 3-way marketing tool.
I guess it's similar to Kanye West and the Assassin's Creed kind of thing.
Yeah, where it didn't work in either case.
Yeah.
In my opinion. I know you like the music in the Assassin's Creed trailer, right?
Yeah, to each his own. So, did you get a chance to look at the list of Academy invites?
I did. It's a pretty long list.
It's a long list, man. Any names stand out that you liked, didn't like? There's a lot. You had actors like John Boyega. You had Oscar Isaac, Idris Elba. You had Oscar winners Brie Larson and Mark Rylance, whatever. And then you had directors like Cary Fukunaga, James Wan,
Lenny Abramson, who directed Room.
Then you had the Punisher Warzone director. So lots of names, but any standouts to you? And what do you think about this move?
I can't really say one stands out more than the other because there's so many just random names on there, and I didn't know who goes into the Academy. Like I used to think it was just movie critics for some reason. I don't know why, but I guess it makes sense to have different people in the film industry from all different parts of it voting, because everyone has different perspectives, and an actor looks at film differently than a director, and a writer looks at it differently than an actor. So I actually like this. I have no complaints with anyone on the list, because I think no matter what, each one of those individuals have some type of knowledge in film. They know what goes into making a film, whether it's from the acting perspective, from the director's perspective, from the writer's perspective, from the producer's perspective. They all have something different to bring as far as their knowledge goes. Mm-hmm. So I'm not for or against any name too heavily at all.
Well, I love names like James Wan and Cary Fukunaga. These are people who are currently active in the industry. You have an Idris Elba, a Tom Hiddleston. You know, these people,
and they growing young too with Boyega and Brie Larson. Like, you need that young opinion too. I know you weren't happy with some of the names though. I read your article.
You got
go ahead and
Vivica A. Fox.
Let people know how you feel.
You got Marlon Wayans. You got Damon Wayans Jr. You got Gabrielle Union, Martin Starr from Silicon Valley, who plays Guilfoyle. You have names in here that I question whether or not I want them to be part of the deciding factor.
Well, some of those people, I don't even know the last. I mean, Vivica A. Fox was in Independence Day Resurgence. Like, what did she do before that?
I guess they're counting her for Kill Bill, but I mean,
yeah, I'm not sure. While I said I'm not against any of the names, there's a few names where I'm like, huh? Like, really? Oh, okay.
You have Ice Cube in here, and it's I don't know. I mean,
Anthony Anderson. I'm cool with that.
I mean, I guess it. Like I said, it's more about diversity and trying to get younger and trying to fix a problem that's wrong with the academy.
So you think that some of these names have no business having a vote in the academy?
Well, I mean, they're more qualified than I am to.
Of course,
cast a vote, but I mean,
yeah, they've worked on major films,
But it's like, what is this academy voting membership turning into? What are they giving up by becoming diverse and younger?
Yeah, they might be giving up a little bit of credibility just to feed to the needs of the fan, not the fans, but the people who are complaining about the academy.
Yeah, I'm not saying like Straight Outta Compton or A Beast of No Nation shouldn't get nominated, but then what does it keep going from there? Like, I don't know. What if a film wins that really doesn't really deserve to win? I mean, we've seen that happen in the academy so many times.
Oh yeah.
I'm not sure where I'm going with this. I mean, we'll see. It's a good move regardless. We'll be seeing.
Overall, it's a good move. There's just some questionable decisions made there, I think.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about something that's not questionable. Wreck-It Ralph 2. It's finally getting made. The movie comes out in 2018. John C. Reilly and Sarah Silverman will return. And the movie will go from them exploring the arcade to on the internet. So that's pretty cool as well. So it's finally happening. What do you think? How'd you feel about
this
the first
is
movie?
where I get to be a little bit embarrassed as a film fan because I have not seen the first one and I've only heard amazing things about it. So it's very high up on my list of movies I have to see, and I'm definitely going to watch it before the second one comes out. I mean, I have over a year and a half. So yeah, I think it's very smart for them to go in the direction of them exploring the internet, because I don't know what time era. Is it set in the 80s, the first one?
No, I think it's set in present day.
Okay, it's set in present day,
but it's more of a retro arcade that they're in.
Okay, well, those exist today. Retro arcades where there's old games, so that would make sense. And now it would make complete sense for them to travel the world of the internet, where a lot of gaming is going on and a lot of stuff is going on. I do like the picture that came out, the photo that came out, and it has like different names of companies that exist today. Like it had like Google, but it was spelled different, and then it had Amazon, but it was amazing, and there was a few other ones that was pretty funny. I definitely need to watch the first one, and I'm excited for the second one.
Yeah, same here. Maybe it's just me, but I feel like Disney Animation is now on par with Pixar, because their last couple of movies have just been really amazing. You think about I haven't seen Frozen, but I mean, we know how successful that movie is.
As far as financial success, popularity, and then also quality, I agree. They're getting up there with Pixar.
Yeah, you got Wreck-It Ralph. Now you got Zootopia.
Zootopia is incredible.
And I'm excited for Moana. So yeah, I mean, I don't know what took them so long. This movie came out in 2013, I think. So it'll be 5 years between.
Yeah, I mean Disney's busy, so it makes sense.
Yeah, but nevertheless, I agree with all your points. They're exploring the internet. Should be some fun stuff, some online gaming. They mentioned Tron possibly being in the movie, which
that would be cool.
That'd be pretty nice since we're not getting a third film. So yeah, let's talk about Ninjago Lego. You're not too familiar with this.
I'm not familiar with it. I know it's on Cartoon Network or something, right?
Yeah, it's been going on 6 seasons. It's like Lego Ninjas, basically. A pretty cool concept, but we got a voice cast. So I'll read off some names that will be included in the cast for Lego Ninjago. You got Jackie Chan, you got Dave Franco, Michael Pena, Abby Jacobson, Kumail Nanjiani from Silicon Valley, Zach Woods, also from Silicon Valley, and Fred Armisen from SNL. So Phil Lord and Chris Miller are producing. Charlie Bean, who did Tron Uprising, the animated feature, will direct the movie. And story based around 6 young ninja tasked with defending their home island called Ninjago. By night, they're gifted warriors using their skills to an awesome fleet of vehicles to fight villains and monsters. By day, they're ordinary teens struggling to get through high school. So, what do you think about this?
I mean, I can't tell anything about what the quality of the film is going to be from the voice cast, but they got good names here. Of course, Jackie Chan. Let me guess, he's playing the master, the kung fu master, or the sensei, or something like that. Of course, that's a given. I like Dave Franco there. He's probably going to play like the leader, like the guy who, like the white guy who's a ninja, I guess. And yeah, they got some good voice talent, I believe. I'm a little worried about the movie itself, not the quality of the film, but whether it's going to be financially successful, because I think this is different than the Lego movie, where you had such a broad, scope where you can talk about anything or cover anything in the Lego movie. You can jump from Star Wars to superheroes to the Justice League to Lord of the Rings to Ninja Turtles. You can have all these different characters in there. Ninjago is just this little pocket universe within the Lego world, so I'm worried that it's not going to do well financially at the box office. Other than that, it sounds like a really cool concept, and I'll go see it. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, same here. Look, it's Lego, so there's a brand recognition right there going for it. Love the cast, very diverse. Like you said, Jackie Chan, it's great to see him doing something. I haven't heard from him since, it's been a while, actually. So, it's great to see that. And, you got Phil Lord and Chris Miller producing, so, how much will their involvement be? Who knows? But they kind of started the Lego universe, so I have a feeling that they would kind of help guide it in the right direction.
At least give a little bit of input.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so, okay, let's go and talk about Star Wars Force Awakens. James Cameron gave some comments about what he thought in the film. He said, well, George Lucas is a friend of mine, and he and I were having a good conversation the other day about it. I don't want to say too much about the film because I also have a lot of respect for J.J. Abrams, and I want to see where they're taking it next, to see what they're doing with it. I have to say I felt that George's group of 6 films had more innovative visual imagination, and this film was more of a retrenchment to things you had seen before and characters you have seen before, and it took a few baby steps going forward with new characters. So for me, the jury's out. I want to see where they go with it. What do you think about the comments? Do you agree, disagree? What do you think?
All right. I respect James Cameron as a filmmaker. I don't know him as a person, but I respect his opinion when it comes to certain things. And he's one of the greatest filmmakers of all time. There's no question about that. But I feel like he's just... I almost cursed right there, but I feel like he's just hating on Star Wars. And he's hating on this new... on The Force Awakens. And this is I'm kind of biased because I have a problem with people using... they just, remade A New Hope and brought back characters just to make it feel nostalgic. They did do that, but they didn't just do that. They made a freaking great movie with a great story and amazing visuals. It's just not as amazing when you have, Hollywood is flooded with visually spectacular movies nowadays. You can go see one every week pretty much. And back then, even when the prequels came out, you did not have that. Especially when the originals came out, you did not have that. So compared to what's out now and what was out when those movies came out, you can't really compare it. But it sounds like he's bitter towards it or something like that. I think, and I hear a lot of people use these same complaints about Star Wars The Force Awakens when they talk about it, saying, it's just they just remade the same movie. No, they didn't. It's so different. They used tiny story plot elements as kind of paying tribute to the original film, A New Hope. But other than that, it's a completely different film, and I'm tired of people using that as an excuse to why it's not a superior film, because I believe it is.
Yeah, well, look, James Cameron, he gave his thoughts about Terminator Genisys, and
Didn't he say it was good or something?
he said it was good, but I have a feeling he just did that so, this Fox can get more money for his Avatar sequels or something like that. With this film, like, he's being respectful. He says, I have a lot of respect for JJ. I have also respect for George. I've known George longer, this and that, but, I mean, as far as George's group of 6 films have more innovative visual imagination, I kind of have to agree with him there. And I wrote in my article that, you have planets like Camino and the creatures there and landscapes and Geonosis and what, a lot of people, they don't like what George did in the prequels as far as, expanding the universe and making all these weird creatures, but he didn't care. He made those movies pretty much for himself. He didn't care about what fans said, and as a result, there was backlash. But at the same time, you were looking at different things about Star Wars. His expanded knowledge and love for the movies, regardless of how you felt. Those prequels are still like beautiful to watch. So. But at the same time, we've seen things from The Force Awakens that we haven't seen in a Star Wars movie ever, like a tracking shot of the X-Wing fighter, following, like certain shots of like the TIE fighters going, approaching Rey and Finn from the sunset behind them, shots like that. We haven't seen that kind of stuff, so it was for as much as Force Awakens may have, paid homage to or whatever, they also introduced some
new things. Yeah, I do agree that overall the prequels are definitely way more visually stunning than The Force Awakens, and that is something I'll give the edge to the prequels on. But pretty much on everything else, maybe not on world building, but like pretty much on everything else, The Force Awakens is a better movie than all 3 of those, in my opinion. But it's up to you what's more important to you as a film fan.
Mm-hmm.
But back to James Cameron, which this topic is about. It seems like he wants to speak negatively about it because he's bitter for some reason towards it.
Nah, I don't think so. I think he's just giving his opinion, but
hopefully.
Who knows? Let's talk about something else. Let's talk about Justice League. The concept art has been revealed, showing all 6 members: Aquaman, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, and Cyborg. What do you... it's concept art, but what do you think? How awesome is it to see all 6?
It's great. We had that other concept art that came out like a year ago. I forget what the source was or when that came out, but I love it. It gets me more excited. It makes me think that this movie's real and it's really coming, and I can't wait to see them together on the big screen. I can't wait. That moment in Avengers when they're all standing in a circle and the camera pans around them in a circle and you have the theme playing. I can't wait for that moment in the Justice League. It's going to be different, but there's going to be that moment where you're like, holy shit, the Justice League are on the big screen right in front of me, and I cannot wait for that. I notoriously do not like, among us, me, you, and Jake, podcasting, do not like to compare Marvel and DC. I don't like the argument of, they have to be different or anything like that. That being said, I like how they're different than Marvel, because Marvel is so bright and colorful and friendly and welcoming. This is, I know it's a cliche, but it's more dark and edgy and gritty, and I think that works as far as a look for DC. I don't think their movies have to be full dark, edgy, and gritty, but I think as far as the look, you definitely need to separate yourselves. So I really like the look.
Yeah, same here. It's really great to see all 6 together, and we know through interviews that the tone for Justice League will be a bit lighter and different. It's going to be interesting because for the most part, we're not going to see Superman, so it's just going to be these 5 characters. And I think they're going to learn what it's like to be a part of a team, but also just how big of an enemy they're facing. Whether it's Steppenwolf, the what the hell, the Parademons, or Darkseid. So a Superman-less Justice League, I'm very curious to see what that's like, and I think it'll make audiences and the characters in the film appreciate Superman more. Which, say what you will about Zack Snyder, but a lot of people, they feel like he's kind of been shortchanging the hopeful, bright, Richard Donner type Superman. I mean, we'll see. It's really great to see all six together, though. I'm looking forward to this movie. It's my most anticipated next year. Let's go to Showdown Sunday. Well, before we do that, there was a lot of trailers that came out last minute, sort of. You had War Dogs trailer. You had a new trailer for Sully, starring Tom Hanks and Aaron Eckhart. You had a Morgan trailer starring Kate Mara. You had Bleed for This, which is a boxing drama biopic, sort of, starring Miles Teller.
And also Aaron Eckhart, right?
And Aaron Eckhart. And then you had Why Him, which was Bryan Cranston and James Franco. You want to talk about any of these trailers real quick?
I definitely want to talk about the Why Him trailer.
Okay, go ahead.
I didn't even know this movie was coming out. I don't know, when does it come out?
Christmas.
Oh, it's one of my most anticipated for the rest of the year because I'm a huge Bryan Cranston fan. Mm-hmm. Breaking Bad is my favorite drama of all time, hands down. Yeah. And I'm a huge Dave Franco fan. I have been ever since the Spider-Man movies, and I went back and watched Freaks and Geeks, and I just Pineapple Express, and This Is the End, and all the movies he does with Seth Rogen. I love that whole team. So seeing these two actors going at it in a comedy where it's going to be hard R comedy, mm-hmm. and I love how diverse Bryan Cranston is. The choices he's making, how diverse they are.
Yeah.
He's going to be in movies like The Infiltrator. He's going to be nominated for Oscars. He's going to be in hopefully potential blockbusters like Power Rangers, and he's also going to be in these hard R comedies. Like, he's making great choices, I think, and spreading his career around, and I'm so happy for him that he's finally becoming the movie star that he deserves to be. And also, I feel like James Franco has kind of maybe started to fall off a little bit, and I think the thing that got him to where he was supposed to be, or where he should be, is his comedy. And I think he's a great dramatic actor too, but I think for a while he dipped off for a little bit. So hopefully this will bring him back to being beloved by the public. Yeah. I love it.
I haven't seen any of these trailers, so I can't.
You didn't even watch the.
I haven't seen any of these trailers.
Why him?
No, but I mean, the story sounds similar, doesn't it? Like, have you seen that movie with Bernie Mac and Ashton Kutcher?
Yeah.
Doesn't that sound a little similar?
Guess Who?
Yeah.
But how many movies are rehashes of other old plots?
A lot.
It just depends how you execute it.
So
and
you kind of go in knowing what you're gonna get. But
yeah,
I find that's R-rated too.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, see, Why Him? Or I mean, the one with Bernie Mac was not R-rated, so it's gonna be very different. And also, I really like Zoe Duach. I don't know how to pronounce her name.
You were close.
But she was in Dirty Grandpa, and while I did not like that movie at all, she's adorable. And she was in Everybody Wants Some. I haven't seen it yet, but I think she's a star on the rise. Like, she's like one of the most adorable things I've ever seen. So I'm looking forward to this movie overall. I did watch most of these trailers. The Sully one is very interesting. I think Tom Hanks is probably going to be nominated for an Oscar for that. It's based on that pilot who landed that plane a while ago, right?
Yeah, in the Hudson River.
Yeah, and then I watched The Bleed for this. I'm really interested in that movie. I think Miles Teller could also potentially get nominated for an Oscar. I mean, there's only 5 spots, but I'm saying I haven't seen the films yet, but they look like Oscar-type roles. So, yeah, there's some all great trailers came out this week, all of them.
Yeah. Well, let's move on to Showdown Sunday. Every Sunday I put 2 movie-related forces. They could be actors, directors, movies, characters, and you guys decide who wins. So, since Independence Day Resurgence came out, I started thinking about movie presidents, and I wanted to know who was the greatest movie president that kicked ass.
The woman president in Independence Day Resurgence.
No, hell no.
Just kidding. She was horrible.
She got killed off. Like,
she didn't have nearly close of an impact as Bill Pullman.
Yeah. So for this showdown, I put Harrison Ford from Air Force One against Bill Pullman from Independence Day. Have you seen both movies?
I have not seen Air Force One,
So
but I have a good reason as to why I'm confident in choosing Bill Pullman. That's the actor, right?
Yeah, Bill Pullman.
Yes.
Why? Go ahead.
Oh, well, first of all, I did not watch the original Independence Day until about 2 weeks ago. Until a couple days before Independence Day Resurgence came out. So for those of you who have seen both of those films, you can imagine my experience watching Independence Day, the original, and absolutely loving it. And part of the reason why I loved it is because Bill Pullman's performance was great. He played such a badass president. Spoilers if you haven't seen the original Independence Day, but he freaking gets in a plane and joins the battle and fights, and it wasn't cheesy. Like, you can make that cheesy if you wanted to, but it wasn't cheesy. I felt it was badass, and that's why I respected that character. And he was. If I'm gonna, if our country's gonna go down, I'm gonna go down fighting. And he really believed in it and did it. So he's such a badass president. And then I see Independence Day Resurgence, and what the hell?
Yeah. Look, I've seen both movies. Harrison Ford is terrific in Air Force One. Probably. An argument can be made that he is the greatest movie president. I mean, this guy, he grabs a gun and pretty much decides, to take on Gary Oldman and everyone else who hijacked his plane. But I got to go with Bill Pullman. He just, nostalgia, he was the president for me in the 90s. I was like, yeah, that guy's awesome, He wasn't liked in Independence Day by people. I mean, in the movie, his character wasn't really liked. But, like you said, he got in a plane. He gave a phenomenal
That speech is incredible. It's so incredible.
Yeah, he just kicked ass. So, for me, it's Bill Pullman. So, Bill Pullman takes it this week.
Yeah, don't waste your time with Resurgence or whatever it's called. With that being said, thank you all for listening. This is Apocaflix Movie News, our weekly movie news podcast. I'm your host, Jacob Bartley. You can find me on Twitter at JacobBartley_, on Instagram at JacobBryanBartley, and on this YouTube channel. Subscribe, hit that like button, comment, let us know what you thought about any of the topics. I want to thank Gio Ramos for joining me today. Let them know where they can find you online, man.
Find me on Twitter at GioRamos24 and ApocaflixMovies.com.
And until next time, you all take care.